This is Mike Downing of Bear Pop Comics coming at you with another comic haul for today. Right in the front, let's just start with this little gem in the front. And this I got from, matter of fact, all these books in the middle are from John the Comic Guy. So, giving him a shout out. That is my local that is my LCS. That's what LCS means, local comic book store right now. In the South Jersey area, the comic book stores now have closed. There's one other one, but it's not open that much, so I won't mention the name. So if you're in the South Jersey area of the Nollies, you might want to go on YouTube and look for John the Comic Guy, which is in Egg Harbor Township, and he'll give you the location and you get some great comics from him. So with that being said, we're going to start with the first book that I'm proud of copying, and this is Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers' Miss Marvel, number 2. This is probably from '76. I had this book when I was a kid, and of course, kid, you don't realize the value of it. The book is hard to find, especially in the condition that it's in right here. This is very, very, just straight up newsstand condition. It looks like it's brand new. It smells like with the the old newspaper kind of smell, but still a newer, like a well-kept one. So he got it from a guy, and the guy had a pristine collection, and he got a deal on. I wish I ran to the guy first, but John, and he met him at a Comic-Con. So, and it was a Comic-Con in Ocean City, New Jersey. So when I was up there buying books, John, before he left, he was making a deal. And I happen to benefit from it, because he sells them at great prices. So this is a hard book to find, and especially in this condition. So I'm currently, I got number 1 on reserve with my guy John. I'll be picking that up. I don't have that in this video because I had to keep my comic budget under control. So, Then we have, now this guy's not Pacello. John, I was talking about this yesterday, but his art is very close to what Pacello does. And I like it. It's great. This is New Mutants number 10. I'll be picking up 9 and 8 soon. That's in my pull box at John. So, yeah, if you notice the Pacello stylish art, almost the graffiti look, and the detail on the motorcycle is great, because it's showing you the motorcycle and you see it, but it's just enough detail to show you the motorcycle as you notice the shocks and everything in the background, but not overpowering it. And with me drawing, I've drawn motorcycles over the years, I'm actually studying this too, because when you see it in a visual, it just pops right in your eyes, okay, that's a dope motorcycle. This chick, she's up in the air on it. I even like the detail on the bottom of the shoes. The chain, I'll be studying this for me. So that's a great pick right there. Okay, what do we have next? Marvel Knights number 1. I don't know which volume this is, but I can't wait to check it out. See Daredevil in the middle, which the red pops against the background. It's kind of like, it's almost colorless, but then it has some color. And you know, it's just got a really interesting look to it. I'm not sure now here, this color looks like the Wolverine. I'm not sure. And you know, I don't know if there's other characters in here. I gotta open it up and read it. But I'm just showing it to you guys. Looks like Donnie Cates has been doing the writing for this story. So that ought to be pretty decent. Okay. I got a nice Miles Morales Spider-Man number 5. The Legacy variant edition. And we got Black Cat on there. Wow. That's a stunning cover. That's a stunning cover. You know, just take a look at it for a while, and this is the type of artwork I want to grow to. You know, I'm getting there. I'm picking back up my pencils and pens and doing my comic art. And, you know, you'll see it in a segment of this episode here, but we won't get to that right now. Okay, we have Uncanny X-Men 353. This looks like, oh yes, this is Pacello. See, there it is again. If you guys notice his artwork, then let's compare the two. Now, if this ain't Pacello, I'm telling you, this guy is very close. But it had a style that came out like in the 90s, early 2000s, and they were trying to capture the audience of the kids that like video games, and that was being exposed to this style of art. It has human anatomy there, but then there's also some parameters where they play a little bit with it and exaggerate it. And that was the generation that was catching on to it. But as I said, I always compare it to graffiti, because graffiti's been doing that for years. So it's a big difference between this, which is more tighter in the human anatomy, and then here. But the way they speak to you is pretty much the same thing. You know, it's just stunning artwork. This is what catches your eyes. I'm gonna say this: when I was a kid, I used to collect Marvel comics. I'm gonna go back to right here. I'll pull this back out. This is an example. What I liked about Marvel, in opposed to DC, was when you went into a store and you looked for Marvel stuff, it popped. Like, it was always dramatic covers. And I'm not trying to offend any DC fans, but some of the DC books back in the 70s didn't have exciting covers like this. Marvel always had cutting edge artists involved. So they just evolved from over there to here, basically. You know, so when you're walking in a comic shop and you see stuff on the wall, this kind of stuff catches your eye. You know, it's like if your eye draws right to it. It's the color scheme, it's the style of it. You know, something important to remember if you're a comic artist or getting into comic art. Okay, moving on to Pacello. We have Uncanny X-Men 600. I believe this is another variant. I might have the other ones of these, but I like this one too. And just the design of the characters. Like, it's simple, but it pops. It's detailed at the same time. It's not overdrawn. That's what I dig about it. It's not overdrawn. Okay. And this is just, you see, I'm going to make Pacello popular. Me and John was talking about this yesterday. This is more of his artwork in Generation X, number 3. You know, I have a feeling one day these books will blow up. That's why I've moved a couple of them when I had the Bear Pop comic shop online on eBay. But the ones that I've moved, like these issues here, I'm getting them back because don't quote me, but I just have a feeling that one day the MCU is going to do something with Generation X, and then these books are going to be hot, and then everybody's going to be like scrambling around trying to get it. So we'll go to another. That's not Pacello on the cover here. It's still a great cover though. Once again, this is just stunning art. This has that kind of video game feel, a little bit of the anime feel to it. And I just like the coloring, the shadow and the coloring. So it makes it look like this spandex that they're wearing, they're actually in them instead of just a flat picture. You know, it's a big difference. You could buy comic books for long, just for the covers. I got so many that I haven't even gotten into reading yet. And I just get the covers because, you know, I just look at the covers and mylar them, you know, put them away because that's great by itself. All right, so let's go to the next one. More Generation X. I believe this is also a Pacello. Is it? Yeah, it's still him. You know, I dig this too. You know, it's just, you notice the different styles on what you're looking at. These are the things that make comic books exciting. I don't sit up here and get into, oh, this person didn't write it right, or this person, oh, his writing sucks and all that. You know, I don't think there's any need for that. You like what you read, because some people read the same book and love it. Some people won't. But comic books are a work of art with stories, and the stories match, you know, the characters. Some stories are better than others. Some people do. They're a lot better writers. But at the end of the day, to me, you can't lose, because if you get a great artwork and the story is not bad, you still got great artwork. You know, you have to be into comics to really like that type of thing. Yeah, it's a taste. It's a taste. Okay, so the last in there in my little short haul I had with him was Wolverine and the X-Men #5. I'm not sure who did this cover here, but this isn't bad by any means. What the modern comics do, if you notice it, they take a lot of like negative space, they put bold images in there, which draws you right to what you're looking at. Once again, I got to use this example, so I'm going to pull it back out. If you take a look at this from 76, 77, you know, where back in the day, this was a lot of detail. This would drew you, you know, dramatic hero battling the bad guy, you know, looks like she's going to risk her life, and they're usually high up. That grabbed you really quick, and it still does. I still like the covers and the trade dress logo, you know, which would help if anybody knows about this. They put that in the corner, so when you were going on the old spinning rack, when you went into your stores, because sometimes they didn't have them in comic book shops. They just had them in different bookshops and places, you know, that had magazines. You would see the character coming off in the corner, and it made you grab it. So let's look at this particularly. That this style here says a lot, but this is less going on, but it's a lot going on. So as soon as you see it, it draws your eyes right to something that's getting ready to happen with the character here. I believe this is Wolverine, I'm not sure. And these characters here. So, you know, I like now that I've changed the location, I can talk about the art more. And that's the main thing. So, we went through my small haul that I just recently got. And I wanted to show you some other books. I don't think I had these in my graphic novel collection. I'm not sure if I showed them to you yet. And if you haven't noticed, I've changed some of my locations again. I even found a better location in the last two videos. And this is right in where my studio is. So let's look over here. So we have, which volume of which blade is this? This is volume 2, volume 8. I can never get them all in a run. But if you look at this, and which blade is Top Cow Image. So look at how the composure of this cover is, and the eyes almost looks like it's coming out of the book. I don't know how the heck they did that, but when I got it, I was like, and I later somebody said, gosh, it didn't look like it's looking at me. I turned it over. Anyway, that's a funny side. And this witch blade right here, you know, If you notice the different, I like the different artists because they bring a different dimension to the art in each book. So just notice that when you're picking up comic books, and that's sometimes what makes it a selling point. It's the artist, writer, but sometimes the artist really draws a lot of folks in. So I would have more to show you, but I don't want this video to go too long because I have another segment in this video. But this is what I got over the week at John the Comic Guy's location. And we'll be back again, and I'll be showing you some more great art and great finds. Till then, keep enjoying your comics. Signing off.